We can set up our own AI model on a server, share it as we wish, and use it. At the same time, we can train it with the information we want and publish a model completely customized for us. We can take API connections from the model we set up and send them wherever you want. These were actually the missing parts from the Anything LLM video I explained last week. Again, without knowing any code, without using any code as a connection, we will set up the Anything LLM application on a server and start using it from there. We will set up for API connections. We will create a ChatBot page using the API outputs. I think it's going to be a really nice video. Let's get started right away. I am on the Anything LLM page. Last week, I explained in detail how we can set it up and use it on our own computer and how we can create our own model. I'm leaving the link here. You can watch it. In this video, we will set it up on our server. Below the download for desktop button to download to my computer, there is a start on GitHub link. I clicked on it and it took me to the GitHub page. The Anything LLM application is an open source application. This means you can use it for free and without any limitations. It is released under the MIT license. So, to put it briefly, you can use it commercially without any restrictions or limits. I'm scrolling down and you can see the models we can install. There are embedded models. It continues with TDS, which means text-to-speech models, and vector database. I explained these in detail in the first video. Let me refer you to that again. I've come to the self-hosting section. Look, it shows hosting services where we can install Anything LLM. There are Docker, Amazon, AWS, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, RenderCom, Railway, RepoCloud, and Elestio. I will use RepoCloud because it offers a $3 prepayment. I clicked on RepoCloud button and the dashboard opened. I had logged in before. I have $3 ready. I didn't enter any of my credit card information. I think you'll like it. I'm returning to the homepage within RepoCloud. You can install all open source applications. Look, here is the open web UI that I mentioned earlier. You can click and install it away. What else? Look, here is the knockoff Perplexica. There is Bolt.AI, the open source released by Bolt itself. You can install it directly on the server like we install it on our computer. There are many such applications. I think you might be wondering how much we will pay. I'm coming to the pricing page right away. It's a system that scales automatically. The lowest package offers 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU, and 20 GB SSD. Cost is $0.0042, about $3 monthly. Prices will increase with the power usage of your application. Because of the structure of Anything LLM, it won't consume much power. You'll already have a $3 credit, so you can check how much has been used from there. I came to Anything LLM and clicked the Deploy Now button. First, it asked me to name my project. I said, Brother. I will create a customer service that runs the user manuals for Brother printers. If you leave auto scale on, the system will upgrade to a higher package as usage increases. If you can't manage it in fear, you can uncheck the box. The system will automatically stop with high usage. It won't upgrade to a higher package. I click the Deploy App button to start. It says it takes between 3 to 7 minutes. You can press the refresh button to check if it's set up. I clicked and it's completed. As you can see, the link is ready. Now Anything LLM is online. Let me say this right away. You can connect this to your personal domain from the settings. Let me show you this as well. Once it starts working, Bing also sends a has been deployed email when it's completed. So there's no need to wait around. I clicked on the link I provided and the Anything LLM page opened. I clicked on the Get Started link. We arrived at the LLM settings. From here, I can select the first model I'll use. I can change this later. For now, it doesn't matter which one I choose. I chose Gemini. I went to the studio.google.com page to get the API. I clicked on the Get API Key button from the top left corner. I'm copying my previously existing API key. If you don't have one, you can click on the Create API Key button to create one for free. I entered the API key I obtained into the Google AI API Key box. I chose 1.5 Pro Tire from the chat model selection menu. I need a free and stable working model. I can't waste time. I set save the settings to none. I move to the next page with the next button. Here, it asks how many people will use it. If you select team, you can define different users for usage. Since I will use it myself, I clicked on the Just Me button. If I want, I can also add a password for access, but I didn't. I clicked the next button. A page summarizing the situation opened. The LLM model is Google Gemini, embedding preferences, Anything LLM embedder, vector database, lens database. We talked about all of these last week. Viewers of that video are familiar with the topic. I'm moving on to the new page. A survey appeared in front of me. I skip it by clicking the Skip Survey link. I felt bad. I rejected a surveyor, but there's nothing to be done. The next page is the workspace. I will name it. I will choose the AI model. I will use its settings. You can think of it as a standalone area. I named it Test Brother. It will be the customer service for Brother printers. Do not use Turkish characters or spaces in the name. I clicked the Proceed button one last time and my workspace opened. Now it's online and accessible to everyone. I click on the settings icon from here and open its settings. The Customize page opens. From here I can change the logo and UI features. Let's do that in a bit. First, I want to show this. Under the Security heading, you can activate multi-user login from the Enable Multi-User Mode section. You can set a username and password for the admin. Those who don't know these can only use it but cannot change the settings. Or you can add a password directly to the site login with password protected here. These are the general settings. Right now, I have a model that is entirely mine, accessible to everyone, or only to the people I choose. I don't know, things like this excite me a lot. Now let's train this model with our own data. I return to the Workspace homepage. This time, I went to the Workspace settings. Let's check it out. From here, I can change the name of the workspace. This might not seem important here, but it will actually be important during the API setup. Here, there's a profile image not on the desktop. If we're going to provide corporate service, this could be valuable. From the chat settings, I select the Gemini I set up initially. Then I chose Gemini 1.5 Pro. I scrolled down and clicked the Update Workspace button. I clicked on the upload icon over there, and from here, I can upload my own files and train the AI with these files. I might be repeating myself, but watch the video I shared the link to. I explained in great detail how this process works there. I clicked on the Click Upload area. I'm uploading a user manual PDF for a few brother printers. I selected, and I'm uploading a PDF that is at least 251 pages long, a boring unit. I have 20 gigabytes of space. I pay $3 a month. It's not cheap. The upload is complete. I have selected it. I clicked on the Move to Workspace button to take it to the operating room. Meanwhile, from the Data Connector tab, you can add various channels like GitHub, GitHub repo, YouTube video, and website. Our PDF escaped from the circumcision. I caught it, returned to the operating room. I click Save and Embed. It broke the PDF into pieces and sent it to the vector database. For instance, if the process is taking longer than expected here, you can increase capacity on the server to speed it up. I'm looking at the vector database split into 224 vectors. The process is complete. I will ask my question now. Where can I register my brother product? I said and send it. It gave me info from the PDF I uploaded saying, you can register your brother product online at brother.com/html/register. This question came up a lot. We uploaded the information in Turkish. If we asked in English, would it respond? Or if we provided the content in English, would it respond if we asked in Turkish? I tried to explain, but I guess we haven't fully adapted to the reality that the model can learn something. You can think of it like a human in this regard. I learn all the info from English sources, but I prepare my videos in Turkish. It's not a case I explain what I learned in English and what I learned in Turkish. I've learned it. I can explain it. I can explain it in all the languages I know. They used the wrong word from the start. Perhaps all this is happening. There's a flower. If you give it to your partner, she'll be happy. But if you give her an artificial one, she'll be upset. The perception of it is low here. I mean, there's wit. Smart, intelligence, artificial intelligence. I mean, artificial to its extent. But from this perspective, everything is artificial anyway. Car, airplane. Let's see if anything natural can grow on its own. Anyway, let's try this again. I will ask the same question in English. Where can I register my brother product? I said and send it. It didn't say. I don't know. It gave the answer in English. Let's ask another question. How to scan with brother scanners on my computer? I said and send it. It shared the user manual info. We've gotten used to it. Let's ask this in German too. Let's see if its German is good enough for itself. Wie kann ich die Scanner von Brother MIT meinem Computer verwenden? I said and sent it in German. Look, it didn't hesitate at all. It didn't complain agreeing to Turkish and this being extra. It gave the answer. I don't want to read the answer and entertain you with my lousy German. I mentioned that you can change the visuals. I went to the settings of Anything LLM. Customize was already open. In Customize, I selected the logo of Brother Printers. Let's make the entire interface open. It suits the logo well. You can add icons, you can add links. Everything is there. As you know, there was an icon for the chatbot. Let me change that too. I went to the Workspace settings. I added an image from the Assistant Profile Image section in General Settings. I'm returning to the chat. Look, the chat assistant image has changed here. The logo at the top has changed. It turned out very nice. I'm billing Brother for this. I think it's been quite sufficient up to this point. It looks nice too, but I guess it might not be enough for you. We can use it as a chatbot on another site or within a site using the API. You can upload all the information, data, and analyses about the site through Anything LLM. It would be an excellent experience for the site user. Nice idea. Do this for your customers for 650 TL. So, how to do this? We'll cover this in the next video. I'm starting. Returning to the Anything LLM settings again. First, let me make this interface dark. I really don't like it. It looks like bleach has been spilled on the site. Under the Tools heading, I went to the Developer API menu. I clicked here. The page opened. From there, I clicked the Generate New API Key button. In the pop-up that appeared, I clicked the Create API Key button again. I clicked the Copy API Key button to copy it. It created it, but the page doesn't show it. I refreshed it. How to use this API key? Those who know likely left the video. They went to build the site for 650 lira. How do we do it as people who don't know coding? Look, there's a section here called Read the API Documentation. I clicked on this link. All the API documents opened. First of all, let me say this. Whatever you can do on Anything LLM, you can also do with the API. Look, everything is divided into sections here. Authentication, admin page, add or remove users, change roles, upload or remove documents for RAG, send to the operating room, change files, create, delete or modify workspaces, chat. Now, this is what we will need. All system settings, workspace, threads, user management, OpenAI compatible endpoint, embed, basically everything, as much as you want. Tell the customer, for example, if you give 75 TL, I'll add user management, including VAT though. Now I will only add chat. That's why I came to the workspace tab. First, we will call it as workspace. Since it's within the chat workspace, that's why. Look, the extension is this v1/workspace/slack/chat. I can run it by typing the name of the workspace instead of Slack. I clicked the Try It Out button. I typed Test Brother in the Slack box. I clicked the Execute button. Not that I understand it, but so the codes are visible. I have acquaintances who understand even if I don't. I can show it to them and have them produce something. It worked. The entire code structure was revealed. I think this will be enough. I copied this entire section from top to bottom. Now if I take these codes and show them to a friend who knows software and say I need a chatbot in this structure and I also have an API key, can you do it for me for 450 TL? I agreed with the customer for 650 TL. If I say I'll pay you 450 TL in exchange for an invoice after getting 650 TL from there, I think he would drop everything and quickly help. But considering the possibility that you might not have such a friend, I can recommend Bolt. I have explained these types of code assistance many times before. Replit, Bolt, Cursor, Windsurf. He leaves links for all of them, both paid and free. I am now choosing Bolt. I opened a free account. I'm on Bolt. I pasted all the API codes I just ran and copied. I also entered my prompt. Can you create a chatbot for me using the data below? I said, I have an API key. We can speak in Turkish, and send it. It immediately started coding. It completed. It made a big box for the API key. We provide users with an API. That's how they log in. I entered the key I got from Anything LLM. I typed hello. It gave an error. It indicated that there was an issue with the API key. Since it gave an error, I'll request while fixing it. If it had worked directly, I wouldn't have touched it. Do it at home. Hide the API key. It can't be exposed. API keys aren't like car keys. Great, it's hidden well. Anyway, I'm not getting into an argument. I'm giving you homework. Hide this and bring it on Monday. I'll grade it. I entered my API key. I wrote hello and sent it. It responded immediately, but again an error. It said API error, but it's a workspace error. Could it be that it couldn't find the workspace because of the name? One more rule for you. Do not use uppercase letters after a space and Turkish characters. I came to the files. I am changing the name Test Brother accessed by workspace to test. BRO, meaning without uppercase. Don't forget to press the save button there. I came to the preview tab and said hello to the chatbot. Click. My sun has risen. I reached Brother Customer Service. Let me ensure Bolt doesn't intervene and respond for testing purposes. Hello, which model are you? You said and sent it. It said I am a large language model trained by Google. Correct. Great. I would like to remind you immediately. I'm coming to the chat settings in Anything LLM. We saw Gemini. Now I came to the chatbot and I'm asking my standard question. A complete idiot, asking the same question for 2 weeks. Where can I register my product? Where? I entered my prompt. Where can I register my brother product? He said and sent it. Patiently, my customer service gave the same answer. I'm getting involved again. The same idiot customer is connecting from Russia. This time, let him ask in Russian where he can register the printer he bought from Russia. I translated the question into Russian with DeepL and sent it. Boom! The Russian call center gave the answer in Russian. I hope they did. Just kidding, they did. I checked DeepL before publishing the video. I just didn't show it to you. Yes, it worked great as you can see. We are currently on Bolt. We can change the design as we like with the prompt. We can do everything. From here, we can click the deployed button to publish it on Netlify. I clicked, it started packaging, and completed. As you can see, it created a unique link. I entered my API key. I clicked the start button, and the site opened. What I showed you today is actually a small example of the democratization of artificial intelligence. Now, without knowing how to code, making large investments, or needing a team, you can create and manage your own AI model. This technology is no longer just in the hands of big companies. It's in yours, mine, all of ours. Let me point this out. I won't get into a debate. You love it since we find something. We keep debating until we forget what we're debating about. Debating until we're up to our necks in it. This video does not contain a message about programmers. There are probably a lot of mistakes in what I do, a lot of security vulnerabilities, and so on. I look at it this way. 6 months ago, I had the idea to do these things, but I didn't have the tools. Right now, this power is at our fingertips, and this is just the beginning. I think the difference between those who use these kinds of tools and those who don't in the future will be much more pronounced than the difference between those who are digitally literate and those who aren't today. In short, my advice is to be aware of these.